Oh, so good.
Dude, he's so young. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh my God!
Damn.
What?
When your temporal resolution is only 24 frames per second, and you remove one of those frames, the gap in motion becomes huge.
All right, hold on. What is temporal resolution? Thanks to Vessi for sponsoring this video. They're actually running an early Black Friday sale, so stick around to the end to figure out how you can be a part of it.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Stuntwomen React. We're here with Amy Johnston, an amazing actress and stuntwoman. She's done incredible stuff, amazing fight choreography, some really solid hits, and I can't wait to see what kind of stuff she's gonna teach us today. Gonna illuminate the world of crazy action for us. Yeah.
This is a clip that you were excited to talk about.
Yes, I really like the choreography and samurai feel in Rurouni Kenshin. I think they did it so well. It flows really well. I love it.
This reminds me of 13 Assassins.
Yes.
Actually, very similar. This is nice.
They did a really good job of making it not feel like there's a crowd just waiting for their turn to come in and fight.
Like the putties. I think we talked about that last time. Yes. Yes, there's constant action going on and cameras moving very well.
The first thing that I noticed is there's a ton of people and it's very fast. I don't know where I was going with that.
Do you think they undercrank
That's a good start. I do. I think most action films undercrank.
If you're wondering why it's called cranking, it's because they used to crank the cameras. So undercranking just meant you'd go a little slower, but then when it's played back faster, everything moves faster.
So if you want an actor to look a little faster and the movements to be a little more precise and fast, you would undercrank it.
I've never undercranked anything.
Really?
Really?
I would just speed it up by like 15% in the edit.
See, that's a common mistake that a lot of people make.
I would love to get into that. I don't know if here's the place.
What do you mean here? This is the place.
This is definitely the place.
We're talking about like editing and hotkeys.
No. We talk about the overall philosophies here. So why don't you just film at 24 frames per second and then speed it up later? Problem is, your temporal resolution
All right, hold on. What is temporal resolution?
All right. 24 frames per second means that for 1 second you have 24 images.
Got it.
So your temporal resolution is 1/24th of a second. You're capturing action every 24th of a second.
Got it.
When you want to speed it up, the only way to do that is to pull some of those frames out and squish it together. When your temporal resolution is only 24 frames per second and you remove one of those frames, the gap in motion becomes huge. So if you're trying to do a smooth fight scene and you're doing your thing and all of a sudden you're here, then boom, now you're here, but then it continues moving smoothly, it looks weird because everything jumps. So if you want to speed things up, you can either natively record at a lower frame rate, so like 22 frames per second, then all those frames are evenly distributed, so you have no jumps.
My whole thing with like shooting at 22 was you're baking that in. You no longer have those extra 2 frames.
Yeah.
You're set and
You're locked
you can't
in.
go back.
So if you want to not bake it in, the way to do that is to record at a much higher frame rate, say 48 frames per second or 60 frames per second. Then you can go to 15% faster, 10% faster, 25% faster, because your temporal resolution is high enough that when you remove those frames, you're not creating big gaps in motion that stick out to the eye.
Unless you frame blend or interpolate, right?
Unless you use optical flow interpolation, which tends to actually work pretty well.
Okay, cool. All right, we're on the same page. So they probably undercranked this then.
It's interesting that they're doing a fight scene without any blood.
Yeah, either that's like a stylistic thing, or I doubt it's a story thing, right? Is it a story thing?
I don't think it's a story thing. I think it was one of those things where it was just like, let's get this big fight scene done in a short amount of time. We don't have blood for it. It's still gonna look cool.
Yeah.
But I would have loved some like sprays of blood.
A little bit, yeah.
You know?
That's the 13 Assassins version.
Yes.
One of the biggest things that we've learned here on Stunts React, when you set up something very complicated, you want to previs your stuff. So this fight scene here had to have been prevised, right? At some point, maybe a week before, 2 weeks before.
Oh yeah, for sure. With scenes like this, there's definitely a lot of pre-visual work, especially with the DP and director, not just the stunt team or the action doing it together, but also bringing in the camera to be a part of the action. And it always ends up being way better when the camera's involved, because I've been on shoots where the director or DP both were like, no, we'll show up on the day, you guys do your work, you guys do stunts, and then we'll come and shoot it because we know how to shoot. And it's like, I know you do, I trust that you do, but also like you can be a part of the action and make it look that much better if you work with us. I think it always looks way better when the camera work is tied into the action, like this.
That's why you have like whole action units, right?
Yes,
like
action units.
Chris Cohen.
Yes, and sometimes second unit action directors really know what they're doing. So it's nice when people really know how to shoot for action, you know.
A director has a lot of responsibilities. Having some good taste is probably one of those top responsibilities. You should know, like, this is good, that's bad. But knowing how to choreograph it and set it up is probably not one of the immediate responsibilities of a director, which is why you want to hire an awesome action team like yourself, and you have a sick coordinator who can put together something like this.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of times directors will kind of take control and do everything themselves, but the best directors allow everyone else who they've hired to do their job.
I agree.
You know, like, then we can all work together beautifully.
I've always seen these knife fights in movies, and I was like, ting, 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 somehow like hitting the knives against each other and never getting cut. Always seems so ridiculous. So let's just take it to the pinnacle of ridiculousness. Let's see Steven Seagal fight Tommy Lee Jones.
You look familiar. I know you, don't I?
I think you do.
Dude, he's so young. Oh wait, never mind.
Oh, those aviators.
Ooh, both of the backhand move.
Just do your thing,
Don't even need choreography.
None of this was choreographed. I think they choreographed the beat, and then they choreographed, like, okay, Steven, you're gonna come in. There'll be a cut here.
Just fling those hands around, cut to an insert of slice.
Right? Do you think this was improv? Do you think they just let Seagal do what he wants?
It's like, Steven, do your thing. The actors are taking lunch. This is your time to shine.
Yeah, bring it. Dude, see Tommy Lee's stunt right there?
Oh, that was him, huh?
That was him. Check out this
Tommy.
720 he pulls off.
Go, Tommy. Yeah. He hit his back on the table, too.
Yeah,
Very good.
probably had a little pad on.
Oh, definitely, but very good. Oh,
Oh, what? Oh!
that was a good move.
Oh! Was that a prop head?
Oh, yeah.
Looks a little waxy.
Little different.
Dude, all that work for like a 12-second cutaway.
Worth it.
So what do you think? This scene compared to the improv scene with Donnie Yen in Killzone?
They're kind of one and the same, because I don't know.
No, no,
Actually.
no, they're not.
At
Come
least
on.
this moment.
All right, let's hear it, Clint. Let's hear it. Be mean to Donnie Yen. Let's hear it.
No, it's just that fight. I love Donnie Yen. Donnie, I love you. It's just the idea that there's nothing of substance that's actually happening. It's not doing anything for me. It doesn't make me feel anything when I'm watching the fight. They're just doing stuff. They're just waving their hands, you know?
But it's still cool. I mean, I understand. I'm not a fan of people doing things just to do things, but like the style of this, the colors, the talent, it's so good.
The whole fight scene as a whole is awesome. It's just those moments where they go
So like
in
improv moments.
and they
yeah.
just do that little like swish, swish, swish.
No, I can see what Clint's saying. It's like when you get improv-y, you lose a little bit of the story purpose of the
Yes.
scene. There is something cool about seeing two fighters square off with each other, and getting that improv moment kind of gives you that. And if
Yeah.
you can hit that point in the story, it works. But the Under Siege fight, it's a cool heightening in energy, but the fight itself doesn't tell any story
Right.
whatsoever.
I see the benefit to having a moment like this. If these guys are really good and they both are like, hey, we want to do this, please go for it. Because you have that in the edit. You can use it if you need it. I think we've come to a mutual understanding.
Hey guys, what do you get when you combine an ancient Egyptian scholar and a German U-boat? A subscribe.
Did you just come up with that?
Yeah, of course I just came up with it. It's a little rough still. I'm working on my delivery.
That's like a popsicle stick joke.
If you don't subscribe, you're gonna hear more of those awful groaners in the next one, so this is one way to avoid that. Since we're on the topic of knife fights, let's watch a really cool knife fight scene.
Dude, I loved this knife fight.
Yeah.
It was great.
You guys wanna have your minds blown?
Yeah.
All the breaking glass is CG.
What?
Really?
Yeah, there's no practical glass on set being broken.
Oh,
Wait.
boy.
Really?
Yep,
Is that just for ease of filming and safety?
And safety?
yep, so that's all CG.
Look at the way he hits it and it rumbles the glass and it's perfectly reflecting the environment.
Like with his
Yeah.
that head strike,
Right there.
that
Boom.
Yeah.
is insane.
Why have we not talked about
Very impressive.
All right, VFX Artists React, we'll do a glass episode.
I love the ground struggles. I love that it feels messy. Like a lot of the takedowns, there's like a push and pull, and then one person takes the other one down, as opposed to just like being so set up and perfect.
this? It just feels more real that way.
Yeah.
He pulls the knife out and he's coming back. He's like, ugh. It's not over. Oh, I love this
Love
moment.
that.
Yeah.
That's not Keanu taking that hit, is it?
I think so. Oh no.
It doesn't need to be.
No, it doesn't need to be. It's a great drop kick.
I love this part.
Love this.
Throw.
I mean, if I was that good at throwing knives, I would throw them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah. What was that?
This is a weird disarm.
Oh, wait.
Boing.
Oh.
What is that?
Maybe he was
Kinda
supposed to do an arm break there or something.
I'm sure it's legit. All the choreo in this is like.
Oh yeah,
pretty
8711 is great. That 2-on-1 is so good.
Yeah.
There's constant movement and flow.
These stunt guys are killing it too.
Oh yeah.
Rule number 1 is that your stuntmen and stuntwomen have to make your actors look good, right? If your actor can kind of throw a punch and they throw a punch, the stunt person has to really sell that punch. This is a case where the stunt guys are making big enough actions that Keanu's focused smaller movements read as him being professional as opposed to him just not having the range of motion that the stuntmen
Yes. You're so right though. There's such an importance of how stunt people take the reactions. Because you can have an amazing fighter, but then if the stunt person doesn't take the reaction properly or as intense as they should, it's not going to look very impactful.
Do you ever throw your neck out from like selling hits?
Totally. You have to do a lot of like neck stretches before you do anything. I'm constantly hurting. It sounds bad, but you get whiplashed a lot, especially from doing like jerky movements or wire work and stuff.
Do you find yourself having soreness or like lingering issues from the stunts that you do?
Yeah, definitely. We all have some battle wounds. I guess I've been pretty lucky so far. I had like a torn ACL and a bunch of hamstring things and, you know, little issues, but nothing terrible. Just lots and lots of bruises.
So what do you do for recovery? Do you do any yoga or do you take any turmeric or anything like that?
A lot of Advil?
Yes, yoga and turmeric are good. I hypervolt.
What's hypervolt?
Is that like the?
Yeah, I'm not sponsored by any of these, so. But yeah, lots of things that I do.
Oh, so good.
Ah.
That's right, human skulls are hard.
Oh, dude, this. And
I love
did
this.
They
Oh,
did
yes.
it too. Dude,
Yes.
it's like going down a roller coaster. Ah, so intense.
All right, so we talk about a lot of different stunts here. There's one type of stunt that's hard to find, stunts with animals. So if you know of any good stunts with animals, please leave a comment below. And of course, anything else you want us to react to, you're welcome to leave a comment for that as well. But you know, let's spice it up a little bit.
Did you guys see Atomic Blonde?
Yeah.
I did not.
I love the choreography in this film for her. She did a great job with this. I like that she's getting hit. Also, she has to use certain movements because she has many people against her. There's back and forth. It just feels much more grounded.
Yeah, we're watching a character try to solve a problem.
Yeah, and there's emotions tied to her movements. Like, that is beautiful. And also a really important thing is, like, you can create choreography, but you need to create choreography that makes the actor look good. She looks great with this movement, this powerful, straight to the point movements.
It's a testament to Charlize's training that she put in. Really went above and beyond to make it look like she knows how to move. You know, she doesn't look janky when she's moving. It looks legit.
This is much more grounded. Her movements are very precise. There's a story being told between every movement that they're doing. She's struggling. When she jams a knife into somebody, she has to reinforce it because she's not as strong as them. And even when she's winning, she's still losing. For every action she makes, there's a reaction. These little pieces are so good in storytelling.
Yeah, like you see them actually getting winded and their energy, they're losing all of their energy throughout this fight. This guy can barely stand up. Oh my God!
Damn!
Dude!
Damn.
What? That's like one of the gnarliest falls I've ever seen.
Amy, have you ever had to take a fall like this?
I've done several stair falls, but with the stair falls that I've done, they've been like pushes into the stairs, but I've never just teeter-tottered like that.
How do you fight your instincts? You know, there's so many things that your body does. How do you get rid of those instincts?
It's just like a mindset thing. I guess you could practice. Some people do practice stair falls with cushioned stair falls. Get an idea of that before you can start being safe. But he's definitely padded up and he's practiced this in some way, it seems. Let's see where he hits first. He's hitting here here and maybe like his tailbone, and he rolls with it perfectly.
I bet you those stairs are padded.
I don't know. Usually you can kind of tell when they're padded. He's definitely padded. You can tell right here.
Dang, I'm glad we stumbled across this fight scene because that was incredible.
It's a cool fight scene, and there's some really cool stuff in Atomic Blonde.
I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode as much as I enjoy these Vessi shoes, because that's today's sponsor is Vessi. And when I go home for Thanksgiving and Christmas, I always bring my Vessis because it's wet in Atlanta and I want to keep my feet dry, and they're the best shoe to do exactly that. So you hear water resistant, that's not waterproof. Vessis are waterproof. That means I could spill water all over these shoes and my feet would be 100% dry, which means they're super easy to clean because you could just wash them with water or toss them in a washing machine and they're clean. We have all lost a favorite pair of shoes to either mud or water. I'm gonna pour one out for each pair of shoes that I have lost personally. Now the way these shoes work, they're made from Dymatex, which is a dual climate knit material, which keeps you cool in the summer and warm in the winter. They feel like socks and you can slip them on and off your foot super easily. You don't have to untie the thing. You know, I probably untie this thing once every 6 months. And they're sustainably creative. They're made with less material, so you're not wasting a bunch of crap. And also they're made from zero animal products, which means they're vegan. So here's how to get yourself a pair of Vessi shoes. Click the link in the description to make sure you guys make the Black Friday sale. But if you missed that sale for whatever reason, you're eating too much turkey, you slept in too late, you can use the code CorridorCrew on their site to save $25. So get yourself a pair of Vessis, keep your feet dry, and never lose your favorite pair of shoes to the weather ever again. And I can get behind that.
If you are interested in learning more about stunts, Amy actually has a book out called How to Stunt in Hollywood. In fact, the audiobook version just dropped. So you should definitely go check it out. We'll have a link in the description below. We'll also link to Amy's Instagram if you want to hit her up, follow her, ask her questions, whatever. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next Saturday in the next React video. Actually, wait, we'll see you maybe in the middle of the week for the regular Corridor Crew video. We don't just upload React videos, we have other videos too. Check them out.